This is TVC News at 1. Lesson attention to business now. The Central Bank of Nigeria is warning deposit money banks and point-of-sale operators to stop disturbing the seamless distribution of Naira notes. The PoS Bank, in a statement by its acting director, corporate communications, Mrs. Hakama Sidi-Ali, said failure to comply with the warning will attract severe sanctions. She said the PoS Bank is currently investigating reported cases of collusion by deposit money banks and POS operators which were capable of undermining the smooth running of the economy. The acting director encouraged members of the public to make alternative payment channels and to report cases of unauthorized activities like hoarding and capping by banks and POS operators to the nearest CBN branch. Away from there now, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, says it has made about 56 billion naira as internally generated revenue in 2023 and remitted 22.4 billion naira to the federal government. The executive vice chairman of the commission, Mr. Babadute Irokera, said this at a strategic media engagement organized by the commission in Abuja. Mr. Irokera said 90% of the IGR is gotten from penalties. Analyzing the Commission's budget since 2017, the Executive Vice Chairman said the agency got 1 billion naira as budget from the government and made 150 million naira in that year. He said the Commission got 3.3 billion naira and 1.3 billion naira as government budget in 2018 and 2019 respectively, and 377 million naira as IGR in 2019. And now the National Bureau of Statistics says the average price of 5 kilograms of cooking gas increased from 4,562 naira 51 kobo in October 2023 to 4,828 naira 18 kobo in November 2023. This is contained in the Bureau's Cooking Gas Price Watch for November 2023 released in Abuja. The report said the November price represented a 5.82% increase compared to what was obtained in October. The NBS said the average price of 5 kilograms of cooking gas increased on a year-on-year basis by 6.13% from 4,549 naira 14 kobo recorded in November last year to 4,828 naira 18 kobo in November 2023. And as part of line-up activities to mark the festive season, United Bank for Africa Foundation, the corporate social responsibility arm of UBA PLC, has reached out to thousands of individuals in need. UBA Foundation says it is committed to the socio-economic betterment of the communities in which the bank operates, focusing on their development in areas of education, environment, economic empowerment, and other special projects. The 5th annual event, which took place in Lagos and across all countries where essential items, including food and hygiene products, were distributed to those in need, witnessed a substantial turnout, with the beneficiaries sharing heartfelt appreciation to the foundation. UBA's Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Oliver Lawuba, emphasized the bank's dedication to making a meaningful impact, echoing the bank's core belief that success is intertwined with the well-being of the communities. On her part, the Managing Director of UBA Foundation, Ms. Bola Akhtar, reiterated the bank's steadfastness in fostering sustainable development within host communities. Away from there now, in Abuja, the country's seed regulatory authorities are strengthening efforts to improve the industry's digitalization. The move is to align the industry with global best practices. Lara Afolanyo has details.
Sustainability and development of the nation's seed industry is critical to ensuring food security in the country. Existing measures towards attaining this include the regulatory authorities seeing to it that seed companies are exposed to areas that increase competitiveness of their commodities in the global seed space. The talks here are geared towards empowering beneficiaries with digital seed certification knowledge through the Seed Tracker platform.
We are using the National Seed Tracker because we want the seed company to upload electronically, just as I told you, so that it saves time by sending manually. You write, you print, a lot of money go and a lot of time. But as soon as you finish and you submit, we collect it. So that is the best practice that is being done worldwide.
This is coming against the background of already engaging some licensed seed operators with the National Seed Tracker platform. The focus in the seed sector at the moment is on strengthening and boosting capacities of stakeholders in the seed value chain in line with government targets of making quality seeds available to farmers.
Mr. President has already declared an emergency on food, therefore taxing the ministry by all means to make sure that food is available. And as we are speaking now, the ministry has made a move and wheat field has been established now and is still ongoing up to 15th of this month. And these people that we are training are the people that will go to the field, inspect that field, and make sure that what is coming out of that field is a very good quality seed.
Agricultural experts have lamented the state of the nation's seed companies, saying they do not operate efficiently and are advocating a seed community system that will increase their penetration into rural communities across the country. The seed industry in Nigeria continues to grapple with challenges of substandard and adulterated seeds, but the regulatory authorities have said they will not relent in their efforts at ensuring that these issues are effectively addressed. Lara Folayo, TVC News, Abuja.
And outside Nigeria now, Chinese internet stocks slumped on the regulatory news to drag Asian stocks down for the final full trading week of the year, while the dollar trembled ahead of U.S. inflation data that's expected to validate bets on rate cuts in 2024. MSCI's Broadex Index of Asia Pacific shares outside Japan gave up gains to trade 0.3% lower after China issued draft rules that will impose spending limits on Gamera's. The index shared about 0.6% in the week. While banking shares helped Japan's Nikkei climb by 0.2% outside Asia, markets have been in a festive mood for weeks as inflation data around the world has shown a slowdown, and the Federal Reserve signaled it was done raising interest rates. Overnight, US stocks bounced back from a sudden slide at the end of Wednesday's session, and the S&P 500 rose 1%. The latest data from the Office for National Statistics shows that Britain's economy might now be in a recession, which it showed output shrunk in the July to September period, shortly after Finance Minister Jeremy Hunt suggested the Bank of England might cut interest rates to help boost growth. The report also shows that gross domestic product contracted by 0.1% in the third quarter, while economic output in the second quarter shows no growth, a downwards revision from a previous estimate of 0.2% growth. Although Finance Minister Hunt said medium-term outlook for the UK economy is far more optimistic than these numbers suggest. Meanwhile, sterling rose against the dollar and the euro after the data releases. And Japanese automaker Honda Motors American unit says it is recalling about 4.5 million vehicles worldwide over risk of fuel pump failure. The recall includes about 2.54 million vehicles in the United States and comes after the automaker previously recalled 628,000 U.S. vehicles in 2021 and 136,000 in 2020 for the same issue. Honda issued recalls earlier this month over the same issue in China and Japan. The recall includes various models, including the 2018 to 2020 model year Honda Accord, Civic, CR-V, HR-V, Insight, Passport, and various Acura models, among others. And in the meantime, crude oil prices rose as much as 1% earlier today as tensions persisted in the Middle East following Houthi attacks on ships in the Red Sea, although Angola's decision to leave OPEC raised questions over the group's effectiveness in supporting prices. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to sell at $74.52 per barrel with an upward price review of 0.85%. Brent crude futures also experienced an upward margin of 0.84%, selling $80.06 per barrel, Bonilite recorded a price decline of 1.50%, selling at $80.80 per barrel. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers are offering $79.19 per barrel with an uptick of 0.92%.